come on down onto your hands and knees. We're going to start in child's pose. Bring your big toes to touch. Open your knees pretty wide tonight. Make a lot of space for your torso. Extend your arms out in front of you. Start to send your sit bones to your heels. Soften your elbows onto the mat. Release your head. Close your eyes. And begin to drop your weight into the earth. Letting go of anything that has happened before this moment. Try and let go of any worry about what you have scheduled after class and just arrive here. Today, I invite you to use your practice to move things through. It might be a feeling or emotion that needs to pass. Maybe it's a physical sensation you're working with, or a heavy thought, uncertainty in a decision, or a habit you're trying to break. Whatever it is, can you allow this flow today to move your body, your breath, and your energy with the intention of filtering out your current state? Almost like panning for gold. Use this flow to eliminate the gook and harvest the nuggets. Let illusion, attachment, and fear move through, and honor the truth that its elimination reveals. Today, slow down, calm down. Don't worry, don't hurry. Trust the process and allow things to move through. In this child's pose, take a big breath in all the way up into your heart. Fill up. And send that exhale all the way down to your hips, maybe even drawing those sit bones closer to your heel. Can you inhale now all the way up into your third eye, the space on your forehead between your eyebrows? And exhale down to your hips and sit bones. Take one more big breath in all the way into your hands and fingertips, adding a little press into your hands. And as you exhale, send those sit bones back a little further. Slowly pull forward to all fours and set yourself up here. Hands under your shoulders, knees under your hips, tuck and spread your toes, spread your fingertips. Inhale, cow. Flip your sit bones to the ceiling. Imagine you could drag your hands back as you pull your heart and gaze forward and up. Exhale, cat. Tuck your tailbone, lift your belly, drop your head. Really spread between your shoulder blades as you press down into your hands. Again, inhale, cow. Sit bones lift, heart pulls forward and up. Now stay here. Keep those sit bones lifted. Start to bend your elbows straight back. Try and bring your chest to the floor, but see if you can keep your chin off of the floor. Press right back up into that cow pose, and then transition into cat. Tuck your tail, lift your belly, drop your head. Let's take that sequence again. Inhale, cow, sit bones lift, heart pulls forward and up, articulate through your spine. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow, pausing here. Keep those sit bones lifted. Exhale, bend your elbows straight back. Chest lowers, chin tries to hover off the floor. Press back up through cow, and then transition to cat. Tuck your tail, lift your belly, drop your head. One more time. Inhale, wave through your spine. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow, stay there, sit bones lifted. Exhale, chest lowers to the floor, trying to hover your chin. Press back up to cow. Transition into cat. Tuck your tail, lift your belly, drop your head. This time, inhale, cow pose. And now exhale, stretch back, downward dog. Take a few breaths here. You can adjust your hands and feet. Make sure your hands are shoulder width apart. Feet are hip width apart and nice and parallel. We're going to pedal our legs out slowly today. I want you to bend into your right knee and then let that right knee drop over to the left side of your mat a little bit. So you're letting that right knee drop in. Press a little more into your right hand and melt that left heel towards the floor. And then change sides. Bend your left knee. Let that left knee drop to the right a little bit. Press more into that left hand as you reach your right heel down towards the floor. And we'll take that again, bending your right knee, let it drop in and over to the left a little bit. Bending your left knee, letting it drop in and over to the right. One more time, right knee bends, take it over to the left. And switch, left knee bends, let it drop over to the right. Come back to center. Extend down and out through both heels. Keep that energy reaching out your heels. Inhale, roll forward to plank. Gaze forward, engage your belly. Slowly lower all the way to the floor. Beautiful. Untuck your toes. Slide your hands out to the side so they're off your mat. Wide with your hands, intent up onto your fingertips. Poke your elbows to the ceiling. Walk your feet back a touch so your legs lengthen. And glue the tops of your feet onto the mat. Tuck your chin, press into your fingers. Inhale, peel your chest off your floor, your belly. As you rise into this easy back bend, start to lift your heart, lift your gaze. Then exhale, pull your belly forward, get longer through your spine as you lower chest and head. We'll take that 2 more times. Feet stay grounded. Press into your fingers. Tuck your chin. Inhale, peel your chest and belly off the mat. Lift your heart. Lift your gaze. Exhale, get longer through your spine, pulling forward as you lower. Last time, press into your fingers. Tuck your chin. Inhale, roll through your spine. Lifting up. Exhale, lengthen as you lower. Gorgeous. Slide your hands under your shoulders. Tuck your toes. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, press up to plank. And right back to downward facing dog. And this time, just pedal out your legs any way that feels good. Use that pedaling to walk your feet all the way up to your hands. Once you arrive towards the top of your mat, open your feet hip width apart. You can measure 2 fist distance. Brighten up your feet, spread your toes, lift your arches. Grab hold of opposite elbows with your hands. Give those elbows a tug and see if you can get longer in your torso as you fold over your legs. Press down into your heels a bit to really flip those sit bones to the sky. And yogi's choice as we stay for a few breaths. You can remain still. You can pedal your legs, you can swing your torso right and left, up and down. Take a moment, whatever feels good, add it on. You might even open your mouth, stick out your tongue. Make your way back to center in that forward fold. Release your arms, soften your knees, and slowly roll up to stand. Once you arrive, take a couple shoulder rolls back. Step your feet together at the top of your mat. Big toes touch, hands to heart center, and close your eyes. Lengthen your tailbone towards your heels. Feel that grounding into the earth. Let that energy rebound up through the fronts of your legs. Lift your kneecaps. Lift through the fronts of your hips. Draw your belly in. Soften through your shoulders as you add a little more length through the back of your neck, a little more lift through the top of your head. Coming back to that intention of moving things through. Stirring up our body, our energy, our breath. And also using stillness as tools to help move things through. Bow your forehead to your hands. Surya Namaskara A. Inhale, sweep your arms around and up. Press your palms and pause here. Find steeple mudra. Interlace all but your index fingers. Root down through your feet again. Feel that stretch through your side waist as you reach your arms long to the ceiling. Take a big breath into that length. Exhale, side bend right. Anchor through your left foot. Send your hips over to the left and pull that left arm long. Inhale, center. Exhale, side bend left. Send your hips to the right as you press more into that right foot and pull that right arm up and over. Inhale, center. Exhale, back bend. Let your hips move forward. You can soften your knees a bit. Squeeze your tush to protect your back. Lift your heart as you bend back. Take a big breath in. Reach longer through your arms. Exhale, hands through heart center as you fold over your legs. Inhale, half lift, long spine, shoulder blades together, collarbones wide. Exhale, step or jump, Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog, press into your hands and feet. Exhale, downward facing dog. Stay for a full breath in, full breath out. Inhale, rise high in your toes, gaze forward. Exhale, bend your knees. Step or jump, feet to hands. Inhale, half lift, long spine, open heart. Exhale, fold, drop your head. Inhale, sweep your arms around and up, find steeple mudra. Exhale, side bend right. Inhale, center. Exhale, side bend left. Inhale, center. Exhale, back bend, hips forward, heart high, reach back. Stay for a breath in, stretch longer through your arms. Exhale, hands through heart center, forward fold. Inhale, half lift, lengthen. Exhale, step or jump, Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Big inhale. Big exhale. Inhale, rise high on your toes, gaze forward. Exhale, bend your knees. Step or jump, feet to hands. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep your arms around and up, steeple mudra. Exhale, side bend right, maybe go a little deeper this round. Inhale, center. Exhale, side bend left. Inhale, center. Exhale, back bend, hips forward, heart high, reach. Stay for a breath in. Exhale, hands through heart center, forward fold, nice. Inhale, half lift, lengthen. Exhale, step or jump, Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Imagine you can move your hands away from each other as your heart pulls through. Exhale, down dog. Imagine you could drag your hands towards each other as you engage your back and lift your shoulders away from your ears. Stay for a full inhale. Full exhale. Inhale, rise high on your toes, gaze forward. Exhale, bend your knees. Step or jump, feet to hands. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Moving right along, Surya Namaskara B. Inhale, sit low. Utkatasana, breathe here. Squeeze your knees together. Tuck your tail forward as you pull your belly back. Take another breath in. Exhale, half chair. Sit so low that you can bring those fingertips to or towards the floor. Good. Shift your weight into your right foot. Inhale, one-legged mountain. Rise up, left knee to chest, arms overhead. Exhale, Garudasana. Double wrap that left leg over. Double wrap that left arm under. On an inhale, lift your elbows, shoulder height. On an exhale, sit low as those elbows keep lifting. Keep your arms like this. Inhale, one-legged mountain with eagle arms. Now listen closely. Keep those eagle arms. Exhale, big step back with that left foot into a low lunge. And then drop your back knee to the floor. Good. Inhale, lift your elbows, lift your heart. Exhale, curl in. Bring your elbows towards your belly button. Fingers point towards the floor. Tuck your chin, spread wider across your upper back. Let's take that 2 more times. Inhale, lift your elbows, lift your heart. Exhale, curl in, fingers towards the floor, elbows to belly button, tuck your chin. 1 more, inhale, lift, elbows high. Exhale, round. Stay here, release both hands to the inside of your right foot. Tuck your back toes, lift your back knee, nice long, low lunge here. Then pivot around onto your left heel, coming to Skandasana. Use your right arm to press your right knee open wide. Let your hips drop towards the floor. Pull your heart forward, find more length through your spine. Take another big inhale. Big exhale. Use your hands along the floor to help out those knees. Crawl all the way to Skandasana on the left. Bending that left knee, spinning your right toes to the ceiling. Good, get heavier in your hips. Pull your heart forward, lengthen your spine. Big inhale. Big exhale. From here, pressing off that back foot, big transition. Warrior 2, bend your front knee, turn those back toes in, spread your arms wide. Good, draw your right sit bone back slightly as you open your right knee to the pinky toe side of your right foot, but then square your torso off to the left side of your space. So spin your chest to face your side wall. Turn your right palm to the ceiling. Inhale, reach back, reverse warrior. Keep that right shin moving forward. Exhale, extended side angle. Right hand to the inside of your right foot. Reach that left arm all the way overhead. Inhale, reverse triangle. Press into your right foot. With both legs long, stretch that right arm up and back. Exhale, low lunge, hands to the floor, and pause. Inhale, plank. Step your right leg back and pause here. Rolling to the outer edge of your left foot, side plank Vashisthasana. Extend your right arm to the ceiling. Press more into that bottom hand. Rainbow, arc your hips high. And now we're moving into wild thing. Just float your right leg off your left. Bend your right knee and land onto the ball of your right foot behind your left leg. Yes, reach your right arm to the front of your space. Send your hips to the ceiling. Take a big breath in. As you exhale, bring your right hand to the floor, right knee to nose, so you're in plank position with that right knee drawing and using your abdominals. Just lower your right shin to the floor. Drop onto your tush, spin around, setting up for Janu Sirsasana. Sit up tall, take a breath in. On an exhale, right hand comes to the outside of your left leg or left foot. Left fingers can walk around to the left, so you're trying to take a little bit of a twist as you pull yourself over that left leg. Keep your sit bones reaching back, inner right knee wide. Take a big inhale, big exhale. Inhale, rise to sit up tall. Now we're just gonna rewind into that knee to nose in plank position. Exhale your hands to the top of the mat. Use your abdominals, pull your right knee to your nose. Let it hover off the floor and step your right foot between your hands. Yes, left foot comes to meet it. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold and stay. Stay heavy in your head and shoulders. I want you to cross your right foot over your left foot. So your ankles are crossed. Keep a soft bend in both knees to protect your knees. If you have blocks or need to come up a little higher, feel free to use props here. And then walk your hands around to the right, all the way around to the right edge of your mat. Relax your head and shoulders here. Press a little more into that back foot as you bring your forehead closer to your shins. Take a full inhale, Full exhale. Bring those fingers back to the front of your mat. Gently uncross that right leg and switch sides. Left foot, left ankle crosses over. Keep a soft bend to both knees. And then walk your hands over to the left. Relax your head and shoulders. Press a little more into that back foot as you pull your torso over your thighs. Big breath in. Big breath out. Walk your hands back around to the front of your mat. Uncross that left leg. Inhale, half lift. Reset your spine. Exhale, fold. Let it go. Inhale, sit low. Utkatasana. Exhale, half chair. Fingers tap the floor. Shift weight into your left foot. Inhale, one-legged mountain. Right knee lifts. Arms overhead. Exhale, Garudasana. Double wrap that right leg over. Double wrap that right arm under. As you inhale, lift your elbows shoulder height. As you exhale, sit lower as those elbows continue to lift. Keep these eagle arms. Inhale, one-legged mountain with eagle arms. Keep these eagle arms. Exhale, gracefully step that right foot back into a lunge. And then drop your back knee. Inhale, lift your elbows, lift your heart. Exhale, round, elbows pull to belly button. Tuck your chin, reach your fingers towards the floor. Again, inhale, elbows lift, heart lifts. Exhale, round. Last time, inhale, elbows lift, heart lifts. Exhale, round and tuck your chin. Stay here, release both hands to the inside of your left foot. Tuck your back toes, lift your back knee, find a nice long low lunge. And let's turn this into Skandasana. Spin onto your right heel. Press your left arm into your left knee. Get heavier in your hips. Pull your heart forward. Take a full breath in. Full breath out. Now let your hands help you to protect your knees. We're going to shift to that right side. Crawling to the back of your mat for Skandasana, right knee bends. You're on your left heel, left toes to the ceiling. Good. Heavy in those hips. Inhale, lengthen your heart. Stay as you exhale. Big transition. Press off your back foot. Warrior two. Bend your front knee. Turn your back toes in. Reach wide through your arms. Good. On this side, draw your left sit bone back slightly. Let that outer left knee move to the pinky toe side of your left foot. And then turn your torso to square off to the right side of your space. Gaze is over your left middle finger. Turn that left palm to the ceiling. Inhale, big stretch back, reverse warrior. Exhale, extended side angle, left hand down, right arm all the way overhead. Really push into that back foot. Good. Inhale, reverse triangle. Left leg stretches straight. Reach up and back. Exhale, low lunge. Hands to the floor and pause. Inhale, plank position. Left leg steps back. As you exhale, Vashisthasana. Roll to the outer edge of your right foot. Stack your legs. Reach your left arm to the ceiling. Press into your bottom hand. Float your hips away from the floor. Start to float your left leg off your right. Bend your left knee. Coming into wild thing. Land the ball of your left foot to the back of your right leg. Turn your hips to the ceiling. Reach your left arm to the front of your space. Take a big breath in. Exhale, slowly land that left hand to the floor. Coming into plank with your left knee to your nose. Drop your left shin to your mat. Sit on your butt, turn to face your right leg, Janu Shirsasana. Sit up tall, take a breath in. Exhale, left hand to the outside of that right leg or right foot. Let those right fingers walk around to the right. Try and twist a little bit as you fold. Sit bones reach back. Inner left knee is wide. Take a full inhale. Full exhale. Inhale, sit up tall. Now we're rewinding here. Exhale, hands to the top of your mat, left knee to your nose. Hover that left leg. Use your abdominals and step that left foot between your hands. Right foot comes to meet it. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. This time, heel toe your feet, hip width apart. Soften your knees, grab onto your big toes and yogic toe lock. First 2 fingers in your thumbs. On an inhale, lengthen your spine. And as you exhale, pull yourself into a fold. Slide your shoulders up your back, reach your head to the floor. 2 breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Big breath in. Big breath out. Release your hands. Heel toe your feet all the way to touch. We're going to smooth out that flow. One more time, right and left. Inhale, half lift. Reset your spine. Exhale, fold. Drop your head. Inhale, sit low. Utkatasana. Exhale, half chair. Shift your weight into your right foot. Inhale, one-legged mountain. Left knee lifts, arms overhead. Exhale, Garudasana. Left leg over, left arm under. Inhale, lift your elbows higher. Exhale, sit lower in your hips. Keep these arms. Inhale, one-legged mountain with eagle arms. Nice and smooth. Exhale into that low lunge and drop your back knee. Inhale, lift your elbows, lift your heart. Exhale, curl in, round. Tuck your chin, point your fingers to the floor. 2 more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, round. Inhale, lift. Exhale, round. Stay there. Release your hands inside that right foot. Tuck your back toes, lift your back knee, long lunge. Pivot around into Skandasana. That right knee stays bent. Spin your left toes to the ceiling. Take a big inhale. As you exhale, crawl to the left. Skandasana to the left. Bend that left knee. Pivot your right toes to the ceiling. Take a big breath in. As you exhale, warrior 2. Right palm to the ceiling. Inhale, reach back, reverse warrior. Exhale, extended side angle. Inhale, reverse triangle, reach back, stretch long through that right side. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, step to plank. Exhale, Vashisthasana on the left side plank. Roll to the outer edge of your left foot. Good, wild thing, bend your right knee, plant the ball of your right foot down. Press your hips to the ceiling, reach that right arm all the way overhead. Gorgeous. Take a full breath in. Exhale, knee to nose. Bring that right hand to the floor. Draw that right knee to your nose. Lower your right shin to your mat. Roll onto your seat. Sit up tall. Take a breath in. Prepare for Janusharsasana. Exhale, right hand to the outside of your left leg or foot. Stay for a breath in. Exhale. Inhale, sit up tall. Rewind, exhale, hands to the top of your mat, knee to nose. Use your abdominals, step that right foot between your hands. Left foot comes to meet it. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Right foot crosses over left foot. Crawl your hands around to the right. Take a big breath in. Fold deeper as you exhale. Come back to center with your hands. Uncross your legs. Left foot crosses over. Crawl your hands around to the left. Big breath in. Big breath out. Come back to center with your hands. Uncross that left leg. Inhale, half lift. Reset your spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sit low. Utkatasana. Exhale, half chair. Shift weight into your left foot. Inhale, one-legged mountain. Right knee lifts, arms up. Exhale, Garudasana. Double wrap. Right leg over, right arm under. Inhale, lift your elbows. Exhale, sit deeper. Keep your arms like this. Inhale, one-legged mountain with eagle arms. Exhale, big step back with that right foot into lunge. And then lower your back knee. Good. Inhale, lift your elbows, lift your heart. Exhale, elbows pull in, fingers point down, tuck your chin. 2 more, inhale, lift. Exhale, round. Inhale, lift. Exhale, round. Stay here. Bring both hands to the floor inside your left foot. Tuck your back toes, lift your back knee. Pivot around into Skandasana. Left knee stays bent. Right toes pivot to the ceiling. Full breath in. Exhale, crawl to the right. Changing sides. Right knee bends, left toes to the ceiling. Skandasana. Big inhale. Exhale, warrior 2. Press off that back foot, open wide. Left palm to the ceiling. Inhale, reach back, reverse warrior. Exhale, extended side angle. Left hand down, stretch that right side long. Inhale, reverse triangle, stretch that left side long. Exhale, low lunge, hands to the floor. Inhale, plank position. Exhale, Vashisthasana, side plank, roll to the outer edge of your right foot. Reach your left arm high. Wild thing, bend that left knee. Plant the ball of your left foot to the floor. Reach your left arm overhead. Send those hips high, take a big breath in. Exhale, left hand to the floor, knee to nose. And lower your left shin to your mat. Spin onto your butt. Turn around, face your right leg. Big inhale. Exhale, fold. Left hand comes to the outside of your leg or foot. Stay for a breath in. Full breath out. Inhale, sit up tall, rewinding. Exhale, hands to the top of your mat, knee to nose. Pull that left knee in and step your left foot between your hands. Right foot comes to meet it. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold and stay. Heel to your feet, hip width apart. Soften your knees, grab onto those big toes. Or if you'd like to slide your hands under your feet, that's an option as well. Wherever you are, press your feet into your hands. Take a breath in, pull your chest forward, lengthen. Exhale, pull your hands into your feet to help you fold even deeper. 2 breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Big breath in. Fold deeper as you exhale. Gently release your arms. Heel toe your feet mat width apart. Go wide with your legs. And then bend your knees. Come into a prayer squat. Hands at heart center, elbows inside your legs. Press your arms and legs into each other to find a little lift through your pelvic floor and scoop your tailbone forward as you draw your chest and shoulders back. You might move your head around a little. Try and stay soft and easy in your neck. From here, extend your right arm out to the side inside that right leg. Use that arm to press your right knee open. Extend your left arm to the ceiling. Open wide across your chest and collarbones. This might be where you stay. Maybe you bend that left elbow, wrap that left arm behind you for a half bind, or perhaps full bind, taking that right hand around to grab left. 2 breaths. Can you inhale more length from your tailbone out the top of your head? And then use that exhale to spin around and open. Take one more big breath in to lengthen. Use that exhale to twist. Gently release, hands to the floor, changing sides. Left arm inside that left leg, press that left knee wide. Reach your right arm high. Slide your shoulders down your back. Good option to stay, option to half wrap that right arm, option for full bind. Use your inhale to lengthen from tail to head. Use that exhale to spin open. Take one more breath in. Full exhale. Good. Fingers to the floor. Straighten your legs. Drop your head. Sway your hips from side to side. Use that little sway to step your feet together. And also step those feet a little bit further back, giving yourself space for crow pose, Kakasana. Hands to the floor. Bend your elbows, bend your knees. Work your knees into your upper arms. Pull your heart and gaze forward. Shift towards your fingertips. You might be floating one foot today, maybe both feet lift. Continue to press down into your hands. Zip your belly in and up, almost like the middle of your back can lift to the ceiling from the drawing in of your abdominals. We're here from 3, 2, 1. Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take your time, no rush to get there. We'll all meet up and down dog. On an inhale, lift your right leg to the sky. Exhale, step your right foot all the way up between your hands. Press down into your feet. Inhale, rise, high lunge. Good, breathe here. Pull that right hip back, left hip forward. Can you sit a little lower and zip your belly and front ribs back? Reach through your fingers, take a big breath in. Exhale, warrior 2. Inhale, stretch your right leg straight, prepare. Exhale, Trikonasana, shift your hips back. Right hand lands lightly on your right shin. Left arm to the ceiling to start. Let that right hip draw back. Lengthen your tailbone towards your back heel. And now bend your left elbow and bring your left hand behind your head. See if you can lean your head back into your hand. Open your left elbow to stretch across your left shoulder and chest. Watch that bottom shoulder. Keep that bottom shoulder nice and open. Take a big breath into your heart. Full exhale. Take a big breath into your third eye. Full exhale. Stay in this shape. Extend your left arm back up to the ceiling. Turn your gaze to the floor. When you're ready, work your way into half moon, Artichandrasana. Soften your right knee. Scoot yourself onto your right leg. Float that left leg. Reach through your left fingertips. Maybe so much so that those right fingers get a little lighter. Spin your heart and gaze to the side wall or the ceiling. We're here for 3, 2, 1. Listen closely. Keep that left leg lifted. Come into supported warrior 3. Bring your left fingers to the floor and square your hips off. You might need to soften your right knee a little to find that squaring of your hips, spinning that left hip down to face the floor. Keep your left fingers on the floor. Start to bend that lifted knee and reach your right hand back to grab for that foot. Kick your left knee to the ceiling. Kick your left foot into your right hand. Finding length, finding stretch along that left thigh, that quad. Breathe here for 3, 2. Keep lifting that knee. Keep kicking that foot into your hand. 1. Release your right hand to the floor. Shoot your left leg through and have a seat. Left leg is long, good. Pull that right heel in close to your right sit bone. So try and squeeze that leg in as much as possible. We're finding a little compression in that right hip and knee. Bring your left fingers to the floor. You can even lean to the left if you need to here. Inhale, reach your right arm up, get long. Exhale, reach your right arm forward, get longer. And then see if you can wrap that right arm around the front of your right shin. Yes, this might be where you stay. If you need a strap or a belt, you could always grab that. If you want to go for the full bind, take that left arm back behind and grab for your right hand. Good, try and square your torso towards that left thigh. Keep your sit bones reaching back as your heart pulls forward and continue to roll your shoulders back. 2 breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Big breath in. Big breath out. Slowly make your way up. Release the bind. As you extend that right leg long, come into low boat. So we're coming down into a hover. Shoulders and feet hover off the floor. Take a breath in. Exhale, Navasana boat, bend your knees. Think chest to thighs as you come up. Yes. 3 more. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. 1 more. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. This time slowly lower all the way to your back. Once you land, keep your legs long. Turn your palms down to face the floor. Arms are long alongside your body. Use your palms in the floor. Use your belly, your abdominals. We're gonna move into plow pose here. Start to lift your feet away from the floor. Pull your belly in, press in your hands, send your toes to the floor behind you, hips to the ceiling. Now, once you're in plow, try not to move your head around side to side. Keep your gaze straight up to the ceiling. Option to interlace your fingers and tuck your shoulders underneath you, stretching those arms long, pressing your arms into the floor, sending your hips a little higher to the ceiling. We're here for 3, 2, 1. If your hands are interlaced, bring your palms back to the floor for support. Slowly start to unroll, 1 vertebra at a time, and then when your low back hits, hug your knees into your chest. Grab on behind your thighs, pull your belly in, take a couple rocks forwards and backwards, gather a little momentum, and see if you can rock yourself all the way up into a forward fold. Shake out your head, shake out your shoulders. You might find that little sway side to side. And you can use that sway to walk your feet together and back a little bit. We've got 1 more shot at crow pose. Kakasana, hands to the floor. Bend your elbows, bend your knees. Bring the knees into your upper arms. Pull your heart forward and up like an airplane taking off. Soar forward and up at the same time. Hover 1 or both feet. Push the floor away with your hands. Pull your belly in for 3. Mid-back is lifting to the ceiling. 2, 1. Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your left leg to the sky. Exhale, step your left foot between your hands. Press down to rise. Inhale, high lunge, and take a moment here. Getting into those hips, left hip back, right hip forward to square. Reach out that back heel as you bend your front knee and zip your belly and front ribs in. Press into your feet, reach through your fingers. Big inhale. Exhale, open out, warrior 2. Good, inhale, stretch your left leg straight, prepare. Exhale, Trikonasana, lightly land that left hand down. Reach your right arm high. Pull your left sit bone back towards your back heel, and then lengthen your tailbone down towards your back heel. Bend your right elbow, bring your right hand behind your head. Can you lean your head back, open your heart, but then draw your belly button and front ribs in again. Try not to poke out and splay your ribs wide. Good. Stay long through your spine as you open that right elbow. Take a big breath in. Big breath out. 1 more. Inhale. Exhale. Extend your right arm to the sky. Gaze to the floor. Artichandrasana. Take your time. Soften your left knee. Glide onto that left foot. Float your right leg. Reach through your right fingers so much that the left fingers get a little lighter. Start to spin your heart and gaze to the side wall or ceiling. Breathe for 3, 2, 1. Supported warrior 3. Bring that right hand down. Square off your hips. You can soften that left knee a little bit to find that. Right hip is spinning to the floor. Hips are square. Start to bend through your right knee. Keep your right hand on the floor. Draw that left hand back to catch your right foot. Then reach your right knee to the ceiling. Kick your right foot into your left hand. Find a nice stretch along that right thigh, that quad. Breathe. 2 breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Big breath in. Exhale, left hand to the floor, shoot your right leg through, and have a seat. Take your time. Right leg is extended. Pull that left heel back in close to that left sit bone, compressing your left hip and knee. Right fingers out to the right. You can lean over to the right a little if you need to. Reach that left arm up, get long, breathe in. Exhale, reach that left arm forward, get even longer, and try and wrap that left arm around the front of your left shin. Good. Maybe take that right arm behind for a full bind. Nice. Square your chest towards your right leg. Keep your sit bones reaching back, your heart pulling forward, shoulders soft. 2 breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Start to make your way up to sit. As you stretch that left leg long, come on down into half boat, hovering your feet and shoulders. Take a breath in. Exhale, Navasana, chest to thighs. Good, 3 more. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Really pull your belly in. 1 more. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. This time, slowly lower all the way to the floor. Legs are long, arms alongside your body. Plant your palms flat into the floor. Moving into plow pose 1 more time. Press your hands, use your abdominals, lift those feet, and then start to lift your hips as your feet move to the floor behind you. Option again to interlace your fingers, tuck your shoulders underneath you. 2 breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Big breath in. Big breath out. If your hands are interlaced, unlace them. Place your palms flat for support. Pull your belly in as you unroll slowly. And once your low back hits the floor, bend your knees, grab on behind your thighs. Take a couple rocks forwards and backwards. Use this momentum, use your abdominals. When you're ready, rock all the way up into a forward fold. Shake it out. Sway side to side in those feet. And this time use that sway to walk all the way back to downward facing dog. Take a big breath in through your nose. Open mouth. Exhale. Inhale your right leg to the sky. Look forward. Exhale, pigeon on the right. Slide your right shin forward. Feel free to use props underneath that right hip if you need to. Walk your left knee and left toes back. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Starting to slow down. Close your eyes. We've stirred up our energy. We've stirred up our breath. Can you use these longer moments of stillness now to let things move through? Let them pass. Let them go. Back in. Tuck your back toes, step back, downward dog. Take whatever feels good to release. You can pedal your legs. You might even take a 3-legged or scorpion dog. No rush. And catch up when you're ready. If you're ready now, inhale that left leg to the sky, gaze forward. Exhale, pigeon on the left. Left shin forward, Right knee, right toes, walk back. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale and fold. Closing your eyes. Embrace this stillness. Embrace the chance for your breath to move. Using that breath to guide your thoughts, your emotions, your sensations, and let them move on through. Slowly walk your hands back in. Tuck your back toes, step back, downward dog. Once again, whatever feels good. Take what you need. Maybe flutter your lips, maybe sigh. When you're ready, land your knees to your mat with your toes tucked under. Coming into Ustrasana, walk your hands to your knees and then come all the way up onto your knees. Hands to the top of your buttocks flesh. Roll your shoulders back, draw your elbows in. With an open heart, send your hips forward. Lift your heart and gaze to the ceiling. Continue to press your hips forward as you trace your gaze along the ceiling to the wall behind you. Option to keep your hands right here. Maybe reach for those elevated heels. If that feels comfortable, you might untuck your toes. 3 breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Imagine your front hips rolling in towards each other. Inhale. Exhale. Take one more breath in. And as you exhale, slowly rise. Hands to your back. Untuck your toes if they're tucked. Have a seat on your heels. Yogi's choice, palms down to ground. Palms up to receive, and just close your eyes. Feel the power of your energy within in this stillness. Notice any newfound spaciousness within from letting things move through. You get a little softer in your eyes, your cheeks, jaw. Gently flutter your eyes open. Take your time. Sit off to one side, swing your legs around, and stretch them out long. Flex your feet. You can use your hands to pull the flesh away from your sit bones. Sit up nice and tall. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, and fold. Once you have a hold of your legs or feet, you might walk your sit bones back even further. Reach your heart to your toes, and then give your head an easy shake, yes and no. Let go of tension in your neck, your shoulders. Start to unroll towards your back. And once you arrive, work your way into happy baby. Bend your knees. Flex your feet to the ceiling. Grab for the outer edges of your feet. Pull your knees towards the floor. Reach your lower back towards the floor. Option to stay still, maybe rock side to side, or stretch one or both legs straight. And hug your knees into your chest. Bring both hands to your right knee. Squeeze that right leg in. Extend your left leg long. Take a big inhale. Exhale, supine twist. Guide that knee over to the left. Look to the right. Pass through center and swap out your legs. Hug your left knee in. Stretch your right leg long. Inhale, squeeze. Exhale, twist. Pass through center. Hug both knees into your chest. Wrap your arms around your shins. Bring your forehead to your knees. Squeeze everything into a tight, tight ball. Take a big inhale. Sip in a little more air. And as you exhale, release and set up for final rest. Shavasana. Legs are long and loose. Arms alongside your body. Palms to the ceiling. Close your eyes. Feel that sensation of body as filter. Allowing those things to pass through. And as you eliminate those things, notice those truths, the light, those little nuggets that stay and are revealed. Start to deepen your breath. Inhaling all the way to your heart. Exhaling to your fingers, to your toes. Inhaling all the way to your third eye. Exhaling to your fingers and your toes. And start to add some movement. Roll out your wrists, roll out your ankles, turn your head side to side. And when you're ready, draw your knees to your chest. Roll to your right. Start to transition to an easy seat. Once you arrive, close your eyes, draw your hands to heart center. Without a filter, man is just chaos walking. Patrick Ness. The divine light in me bows to the divine light in you.